Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the silver price outlook. We're going to cut right through all the market noise and figure out exactly where this market is headed tomorrow.
So right now, the global spot price for silver is hovering right around $58.03 per ounce. But context is absolutely everything here. That $58 mark, it's actually a bit of a pullback. Just a few days ago, silver hit a really impressive 2-week high, and that was driven almost entirely by a massive sudden rush for safe haven assets. Actually, fun fact for you, historically, silver acts kind of like gold's hyperactive younger sibling, right? When gold moves, silver just tends to sprint. And that perfectly explains these incredibly sharp peaks and valleys we're seeing. So why the sudden contraction today? Well, we'll get into those specific macroeconomic drivers in just a second, but first, let's take a look at how this global spot price actually hits regional markets.
Because as you'll see, these global trends take on a completely different life of their own the second they hit local markets. For example, over in India, silver is currently trading near 235,000 rupees per kilogram. Meanwhile, in Pakistan, it's sitting right around 6,251 rupees per tola. Now, this isn't just some simple, flat mathematical conversion on a calculator. No, this is a real-time reflection of local market demand plus regional currency strength totally battling it out against the US dollar. So, while silver might technically be a global asset, its true valuation is literally always filtered through a strict local economic lens. It creates this incredible friction and honestly a lot of unique opportunity across different borders.
Okay, so back to that pullback. The real force behind it is basically a massive macroeconomic tug-of-war. On one end of the rope, we've got the heavy pressure of stronger oil prices, which are constantly threatening to drive up widespread inflation and production costs. But on the other end, we have the Federal Reserve and these constantly shifting expectations around U.S. interest rates. It is a classic economic trap. Look, rising energy costs fuel inflation, sure, but if interest rates stay high to fight off that inflation, non-yielding assets like silver, well, they instantly lose their shine. That exact tension, right there between energy costs and borrowing rates, is exactly why silver stepped back from its recent high. And this ongoing tug-of-war sets us up for a really tight trading range tomorrow. It's almost like a strategic game plan that depends heavily on two very distinct scenarios. Let's break them down. Scenario 1. If the US dollar suddenly weakens and broader market anxiety flares up, that safe haven demand is going to kick right back in. If that happens, silver could easily secure a modest gain. But Scenario 2 is a very distinct risk. If those expectations for higher interest rates actually solidify, suddenly holding on to a non-yielding asset becomes way less attractive to the big institutional investors. And that means prices could just stall out entirely or, even slide further downward.
So what does this all boil down to for your actual strategy? Well, our immediate forecast for tomorrow is neutral to slightly bullish. We're definitely not expecting some massive, unprecedented spike based on today's data, but there is for sure a clear runway for a small upward movement. If, and that's a big if, market sentiment shifts back towards safe havens. For anyone out there watching the market closely, it's what I'd call a cautiously optimistic setup. It's absolutely the kind of environment where you need to stay alert and really protect your downside rather than making any overly aggressive bets. Based on all this economic push and pull we've unpacked today, it really all comes down to the opening bell. The big question is, will safe haven anxiety push silver higher tomorrow, or is the heavy gravity of interest rates going to pull it right back down? You're going to want to keep a really close watch on US dollar movements and rate expectations as the day begins, because honestly, whoever wins that battle dictates the price of silver. Thanks for joining this explainer. Keep learning and